welcome to another meditation in the book of Psalms. Today we're going to look at Psalm 10, which is actually likely a continuation of Psalm 9. Most scholars believe that at one time Psalm 9 and Psalm 10 were together as one long psalm, and they both deal with a righteous man looking around and seeing all the suffering and crying out to God to do something. So let's look at this in the New Living Translation. It says, "O Lord, why do you stand so far away? Why do you hide when I need you the most? Proud and wicked people viciously oppress the poor. Let them be caught in the evil they plan for others. For they brag about their evil desires. They praise the greedy and curse the Lord. These wicked people are too proud to seek God. They seem to think that God is dead, yet they succeed in everything they do. They do not see your punishment awaiting them. They pour scorn on all their enemies. They say to themselves, nothing bad's ever going to happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever. Their mouths are full of cursing and lies and threats. Trouble and evil are on the tips of their tongues. They lurk in dark alleys, murdering the innocent who pass by. They're always searching for some helpless victim. Like lions, they crouch silently, waiting to pounce on the helpless. Like hunters, they capture their victims and drag them away in nets. The helpless are overwhelmed and collapse. They will fall beneath the strength of the wicked. The wicked say to themselves, God isn't watching. He will never even notice. Arise, O Lord, punish the wicked, O God. Do not forget the helpless. Why do the wicked get away with cursing God? How can they think God will never call us to account? But you do see the trouble and grief they cause. You do take note of it and punish them. The helpless put their trust in you. You are the defender of orphans. Break the arms of these wicked, evil people. Go after them until the last one is destroyed. The Lord is king forever and ever. Let those who worship other gods be swept from the land. Lord, you know the hopes of the helpless. Surely you will listen to their cries and comfort them. You will bring justice to the orphans and the oppressed, so people can no longer terrify them." Now, what we see in this passage is two different perspectives. You've got one man, a man of God, who is struggling because he doesn't understand. He's saying, God, what's the deal here? There are evil people in power. There are evil people that are lying, that are hurting other people. And it's amazing. Instead of orphans, the literal word is the fatherless. There are people that are taking the fatherless, the refugees, the children, and they're putting them in cages and they're oppressing them. I think you may hear this very clearly. And this man is crying out, how can you do this, God? How can you let this happen? And then you have another person that they're talking about, and that's the wicked man. And the wicked man is saying, God ain't gonna notice. You know, look, man, I got money. I got fame. I got wealth. I can do anything I want to. I could shoot somebody in the middle of the street and nobody would even notice. That is a wicked man. Now you say, but neither one of these people sound like they trust God very much, but that's not true. Even righteous people struggle sometimes because we are trying to know God. We want to live for God. We want to walk with God. And we see things that don't always seem to line up with the way we understand God. We can't understand a God of righteousness, a God of power, a God of love, allowing certain things it would seem to happen. But the difference is, the writer of this psalm comes back at the end and says, but you know, no matter what I see with my eyes, I know in my heart that that's not who you are. And I know you take note of these things. And I know you're going to do something about this. And God, I trust you. I lift up my prayer to you. And I believe that you are going to do something about this. My faith is in you. Like it says in 2 Corinthians, I walk by faith and not by sight. I'm not going to depend on what my eyes see and what I feel and what my emotions tell me. I'm trusting in you, Lord. I trust in who you are and how you are. And I know that you're going to bring something good out of all this situation, that you are going to defend the fatherless, that you are going to help the poor and the afflicted. Now, the difference is the unrighteous man says, I don't even know if God's there. And if God is there, then he ain't going to do nothing about it. He's got better things to do than worry about me. You know, I'm an important man. I have wealth. I have fame. People listen to me. People follow me. I can do anything I want. It doesn't matter. And that's the big difference between a righteous person and an unrighteous person. Even when a righteous person struggles with issues in their faith always goes back to God. An unrighteous person may even say they believe in God, because this guy never really said there wasn't a God. He just said, God ain't going to do nothing about this. God ain't going to do nothing about this. And that's how unrighteous people live. They may even believe in God. They may even acknowledge that there is a God and say, well, you know, you should do good things. But they don't live their lives in that faith and in that obedience. One last thing I want to share with you as we finish this psalm up. A danger that people have that say they believe in God. They say with their mouth all kinds of things and profess their faith in God, but they don't live their life according to what they say with their mouth. Many of us say we believe that God is a good God and a loving God and a true God. Yet we live lives that basically repudiate that. We say, I believe God loves me, yet we talk all day long about how unloved we feel. And we talk about how God is faithful and true to his word, but we worry all day long about bills. And we worry about the issues of this life. It's not just the people that say with their mouth things that are against God, but the worst thing is when we say with our lives things that renounce God. Brothers and sisters, I want to challenge you today to trust the Lord, to believe in God, to hold his goodness and faithfulness before you. And if you are struggling right now with things that are going on in your life, as long as you are struggling, there's no problem. The danger is when you cease to struggle and you go from the struggle of doubt into the defeat of unbelief. Today, put your trust in the Lord. No matter what's going on, and say, Lord, I believe you. I trust you. You will move, God, because I, by faith, know that you are a good and a faithful God. Give him praise, give him glory, give him honor. Trust him and see him move in his time. Brothers and sisters, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we discuss Psalm 11. And until then, be blessed.